from that Super Bowl season, what's one memory?
Well, I had left the year before.
You had left the year before? Well, with that, you still
But the
had
team
that,
was
that
still.
team.
They said that year before was y'all best team though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you still have to get it done.
For sure.
You know, it's about getting it done. But we had but we built up to that, and you know, the team, you knew it was on its way. We was knocking at the door every year. It's just you're missing this or you're missing that, and you learn from every loss, and you just build on every season. Especially when you come in and you really look yourself in the mirror and say, what can I do to get better? What can we do to get better? And it was just a progression. So you knew it was gonna happen. Like we should have got 2 or 3 of those things in that little era, but you know, it just didn't happen that way. You know, so but we learned. You know, everybody learned at the same time.
What was the it factor that team had though?
Well, all the good teams, man, it start out with the work. Everybody put in the work, and everybody had like personal goals and team goals, and everybody was locked in. Like you didn't have to say, go hard at practice. You didn't have to say, hey, get up, do the reps. You had Cato was the person. He got the music going. He got the defense going. Everybody had their thing, and then it's that you get out there competing. It kind of got to a point where it started feeling like college again. Like, you know, college is where you have fun.
For sure.
You know, you out there competing, and then we got to a point where we was really competing against each other and everybody going hard. But it starts at the top. You know, when you got the face of the league out here every day early doing this thing, and then you got Marv, you got myself, you got Reggie, you got Freeney. Everybody was committed to the game. You didn't have somebody that wasn't into it or somebody that was halfway doing it or just leaning on the fact that they was talented. You know, everybody put in work. And everybody cared. It's like everybody cared about making plays. You know, you don't want to just be on the team. You know, you don't want to just be there. You know, you want to be somebody that's making an impact.
Speak on, you know, we talked, me and Speed actually had this talk one time. We was potting one night that me and him was just outside rapping. And we were just talking about, like, you know, going into your season, like your season goals, right? Now, obviously, me and Speed, we different type players, so we were just talking about differently. Yeah, I'm the type person, you know, I talked to Reggie about this too. Reggie actually pulled my card about it because he said I wasn't dreaming big enough. But Reggie talked to me about he would write his goals out every year, and if it was like, if I hit this, I'm crazy number one. I'm like MVP it. And if I miss them, I'm landing on top 5, right? So talk about how, you know, obviously you as a great player, and I talked to Frog before. Frog used to tell me, he told me that every offseason you would come back and you'd be like, I'm working on something different. I'm adding this to my game. I'm adding this to my game. So speak on like what that offseason preparation was like that kept pushing you forward, and then also speak to like what was your mentality going into a season, you know, just in terms of goals, whether that was all pro, whether that was 1,500 yards on the ground. Did you think about stuff like that, or was it just you treating it week by week?
Well, first of all, you know, it's about, you know, you're always gonna set your goals. You know, it's like me from the beginning. I had a chart that you had Barry, Emmett, all the top guys. You know, and first you don't exist on the chart, and then that every year you get closer and closer, and you just keep working. So that's one thing you got to say. Okay, if I'm gonna play the game, I got to play to be the best. If I'm not trying to be the best, what am I doing out here?
That's a fact.
You know, so that was the mindset from that standpoint. And then when it comes to the off season, you know, every year you just want to get better. And I found that, you know, the game gets boring after a while because Mondays are Mondays, Tuesdays are Tuesdays. You know, it becomes the same thing. You know, you're out working, you work hard, so you have to find things to push yourself. So I would push myself from a standpoint of, can I get better in the passing game? Can I get better in the run game? Can I learn what the defense is doing? You know, I used to call Ray Lewis, I call Ed Reed, say, man, after the game, man, what you saw on me? You know, what did you see to help me get better? And so you just constantly just keep working to get better. And then the game, it just gets easier and easier. And so you have to find things to motivate yourself. And as far as being the best, you know, you're just looking at, say, man, this game right here has some great people come through. So I just want to be in that conversation. I want to be one of those guys that get that call in the end of it. Plus, first of all, we always want to make a lot of money. We want to make some money.
100.
You know, we understand that we're putting our body on the line. We're putting a lot at risk, you know, for the future of our healthy selves. And so you want to make sure you protect from that. You're protected from that standpoint. But as far as the game, you want to say, man, I want to get out here and be one of the guys. You look. I used to hate going in the. Like, you know, after practice, you got to go watch film.
Yeah.
Who you rather watch, yourself or you watch somebody else? You know what I'm saying?
You.
I want to watch me. So I'm going to take more reps at practice.
Sure.
Because if not, I'm not going to be into it. So it's like little things you got to do like that. You got to play the game within the game, and you have to have these little things within yourself to say, man, these are things that's gonna keep me motivated. Because when you get to a certain level, you say, oh, I led the league in rushing, or I'm leading the league and I'm the top dog right now. It's like, but there's more. There's somebody that did better. But then you do it with them winning, because you can easily be a stat guy and you get all the stats, but it's no fun when the team not winning or when everybody has success with us. It wasn't like, oh, you the big dog and then everybody else follows you. It's like everybody got their own thing, but everybody's somebody.
Speak on that. Obviously, you said, obviously Peyton, he's the QB. He wanted to throw for a bunch of touchdowns, a bunch of yards, but you got Reggie, you got Marv, you got yourself, you got Dallas. Obviously y'all had guys all over it. Talk about what that was like. Everybody y'all. That's a lot of big dogs. That's a lot of head honchos. Yeah. What was that dynamic like? Was it competitive? Was it a lot of give? What was that like in terms of, because everybody want the ball. Look, this boy is 2-minute drive. You like, nah, hit me in the flat. He ain't gonna catch me. This 20 apiece. Yeah. Marv like, nah, throw it up. Red's like, no, I'm cooking. So like, how was that dynamic like in that huddle, like in practice? Like, how'd y'all go about that?
Nah, if you understand the game, all you gotta do is be out there. If you be out there, the situation gonna make it happen for you. Because any team that has common sense on the defensive side, are you gonna give up that big play and let Marv hit you deep, or are you gonna say, okay, we're gonna try to make them grind it out? So they got to pick and choose. So with us, it always worked itself out. And whenever you out there, you just, man, the thing about this game is about availability. At the end of every game, you look at every team's rushing stats. They're going to be 80, 90, 100 and something. So if it's going to be that, I want all of it. So all I need to do is just be out there. Yeah. I'm going to get me if I just be out there. And then that's what it really comes down to. And you just wait your time. When your opportunity comes, you say, okay, it could be the clock running out, going into halftime. We're going to just run a draw. Man, let me try to get me 15, 20 yards off this.
I knew
you know what I'm saying?
I knew the
you got to
nitpick yard.
You got to get it.
We in prevent.
You know that. It's like, let me get what I can. Let me get that. So, and then with the receivers, it's like, man, you got to make your stuff count.
For sure.
Because
for sure.
Man, if this receiver getting doubled, that means you got one-on-one.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna work. It's gonna work itself out. And then we had a good quarterback that understood the players. He understood you got to have balance, because it's like, okay, what you gonna do? Make it rough for me, and I'm the one that got to sit back here and protect you all day, put everything on the line to make sure.
There you go.
And so everybody got to work together. Marv, Reggie, they gotta make sure they block. They gotta make sure they do their job. If everybody do their job, the stats take care of themselves.
Could you talk about that, man? Because I've been hearing you like mention it in every nugget that you've been given. Every one that you've been talking about has led with winning. Yeah. How important, bro, is like just winning, not only just to your career, that gold jacket, all of it. Like, how important is that? Why is that? And especially, I'll say like this in football, because I think in other places, you know what I'm saying, like, might be stat oriented, you know what I'm saying? Like, he got 1,000 points here, 10,000 points there. Like, you can really get stamped in the NFL if you win.
Yeah, that's what it's about, man. It's like, if you win, you play longer. The guys that have a bunch of stats, they're home in January. But the team that's playing and that's winning, that's, the fan base, it swells for the people that's playing, and it shrinks for everybody that's not playing. And if you're playing in the postseason, you want to be one of the guys that's out there. You want to be one of the teams that's out there.
For sure.
Like, you want, and that's what it's all about. It's like, it's about winning. It's like everybody want to be able to enjoy each other's success. And if you playing with the right guys, they understand their role. They understand, hey, when your opportunity come, make the most of it. Everything's better when you win.